What's up, internet? Welcome back. This is Linzer22. So it looks like Sega's not done making some remakes on some classics. As I mentioned in my last video, I would love for them to remake Sonic Adventure, but this is going to be for a different franchise in the Sega house, and that is the House of the Dead franchise. But before I get into it, let me just remind you guys that this is a forum discussion video, so if you have any comments, leave it down below for us to discuss, and subscribe for more content. So an announcement made by Forever Entertainment, it looks like they've signed a deal with Sega to remake the games The House of the Dead and The House of the Dead 2. If you don't know what these games are, these are actually some really awesome arcade games that involve a light gun. Now these days, these light guns don't really work with these new televisions, so it's probably going to be with the controller or maybe even with some other peripheral. Who knows? I know with the Nintendo Switch, it has gyro and an IR sensor on one of the Joy-Cons, so theoretically everything's there. For the Xbox, there's not really much in terms of motion, so maybe there'll be a peripheral for that, or maybe you'll use the joysticks. And for the PlayStation, I know they're still using those I don't remember what they're called, but I'm going to go ahead and call them the Wii Remote ripoffs. Haha, just kidding. It's a little different, but you know what I mean. It's like those motion sticks. They're now being used for VR, so I'm kind of glad that little peripheral didn't die. So I'm going to assume that maybe it'll be used for House of the Dead, and double points if they announce House of the Dead VR. Now, the House of the Dead is a game that, like I said, it's one of the big arcade games that you'll see in an arcade. It's one of the loud ones that you kind of like keep hearing off to the side and you see a lot of people playing. It's a good arcade. It's definitely worth playing. So I recommend everyone to at least try the old ones if you're not interested in trying the remakes. Something that's interesting from this franchise is the typing of the dead. Typing of the Dead is awesome. If you've ever heard of those video games where they teach you how to type and they have you practicing typing, this is one of those, except you're going to be typing words, like random words that are not associated with the dead, but it's actually fun. Trust me, it's really fun. In fact, if any of you guys know who Screw Attack is, and if you, not who is, but what Screw Attack was, and the Angry Video Game Nerd, they've actually collaborated and made an app called Texting of the Bread. It's kind of an homage to that one, and it was actually pretty fun. It was only on mobile phones. I don't think you can get it anymore, unfortunately. You know how these mobile games are. They kind of just disappear and die, but the idea is the same. It doesn't look as good, but you basically type in a word and you're shooting down bread. And the reason why I say Angry Video Game Nerd is because I believe he was a cameo in that game. So while I'm really excited for this franchise to be returning, and I don't know much about the team that's actually developing this, well, this is just more evidence that Sega is really looking through their library and seeing not what they can just pull and put together and slap a price tag on, but what they can like revive and bring back from the dead. Haha, see what I did there? And I think that's a good thing because a lot of Sega's franchises have been neglected lately, and I'm glad to see that they're doing remakes first to kind of get these franchises kind of revved up and ready. And you know, if this does well, then of course they're gonna make new sequels, and the sequels will hopefully take as much as it can from the original games. So what do you guys think? Is anyone excited about this? Are there any other Sega franchises you want them to work on? Let me know down below so we can discuss it. And if you like videos much like this one, go ahead and subscribe for more content.